Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is TheServerSleuth here, and today I am on my Detective Grimoire Let's Play, and we are here in the mysterious treehouse. And it has been a little while since I played, so let me just figure out what we're doing here.
You've been here so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him. Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting? Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home. I stood my ground.
Obviously. But this whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's bog with a gun and start hunting down his main attraction.
Alright, well, interesting.
You should ask. Show it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's ask her about a
You
couple
can put
things
that
here. Oops.
Let's see. First thing we do is then tap the phone. And now we just... Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down. What's going on here? That was definitely the same as the other tests.
No, thank you. If you bring me some...
Let's see. First thing, then tap the faucet. And now... Got it! Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes. The swamp slime. It's all the same. It's the exact same liquid again. There's something about that green slime. The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the swamp creature are covered in the same swamp slime. Ooh, that's nearly right.
Okay, well, I don't
The
know.
fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the swamp creature belonged to Boggy. What is...
Not quite. What about this?
The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the black leggings belonged to Boggy. Ooh, that slime
Darn
keeps
it,
showing up
okay.
in different places. The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Sally Spears challenge unlocked. Okay, let's go. What else? Anything? Hunting photo.
I reckon. Unfortunately, they've hunted in the swamp before.
Before
Dun,
it became a
dun,
protected area?
Before that, yes. And one...
Okay, so... Oh wait, I think I might need her chemistry skills. Looks like we've gotten everything here. Let's go talk to Sally, then we can always come back. Wait, we need that. We need the menu. Or the map, I mean. Okay.
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning. They're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
Your black leggings were part of the murderous costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Well, you know, I don't have proof someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides,
Good
look
point.
at them. What do you notice?
They're loose and stretched.
That's right, someone else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty obvious.
So, let's see. Somebody stole them to use in the boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
If you say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a
Touche.
souvenir?
Oh, my, yes, but only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
Thank you. That was funny. Okay, so, wind-up toy. A small plastic toy sold at the gift shop has the cartoony appearance of Boggy. Boggy's feet are hidden in a bucket of water. Okay. Richard
So what can you
Remington.
tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Excuse me. Feels like I'm done talking to her. Okay, so let's just go talk to other people. We might as well. I don't think there's really anything else we can do other than that at this time, at least as far as I know what to do. Feels like I'm done talking to him too. Okay, protest. Let's see. What should I talk about? Okay, so Richard
So what did
Remington.
Mr. Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was, then he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me, ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
Okay, feels like I'm done talking to him. Yeah, we
I
don't...
think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Oh, okay. Chapter 4, the beginning of the end. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's go. Swamp Dock.
You finally returned. Well, did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
I forgot all about him.
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I don't need to.
Final chapter. Boggy's criminal record.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Boggy from last night? Let me see that photo. Let me see that photo.
Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong photo.
If that's not Boggy, what is it?
I found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one that...
The footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature?
Aren't we missing a clue? Like, that's just me. I'm just wondering here.
I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
I don't know. That's your job.
The prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
Ah, but this swamp slime was one of the reasons Buggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think.
Exactly. It's swamp
This stuff is an
juice.
uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me,
What is that exactly?
a
Ball
poisoned hot dog.
dog.
It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this
Exactly.
green powder on the entire supply,
That's what I was trying to
just
tell
to
you
make
this
sure.
whole
To make
entire
sure of
time.
what?
Seriously, don't.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
Oh, he did, guys. Don't you understand? Okay, anyway, we are here at the final chapter. The murder.
I've been looking through your evidence, Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work out.
Video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just rearrange the descriptions on the left to match them.
Okay.
Drag them around.
You know what I'm really
No
confused
problem.
about, though?
I can always check.
We're at 95%, and we only have 96, 88, and 86. So that seems a little weird. I'm just saying. Okay, so... This is definitely the metal poker.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Ah, excellent. There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
Turns out the murderer took that piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Ah, well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so
That's
far.
what I was thinking.
I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawer, and we'll see what happens when we compare the pieces I collected with the original.
Well, we're missing this part, obviously. We have the gloves. We have the pants. We have the feet, and we have the head. So we're missing the torso
Wait,
piece.
you never found the body piece, the torso.
You're right, and I never would have found it. Not lying around. Not like the others.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle
He
shot?
got shot
This
in the
torso is probably made
stomach.
with some thick material. Something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have
Exactly.
even been enough to
To
soften...
soften the impact from a bullet. Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume?
All right, guys, are you ready? This is the big time. Like, we're announcing the culprit. So, since I played this game before, I do know who the culprit is. I just kind of want to walk you through this a little bit. I got it on my first try last time as well. But let me lead you up to helping you think of your own conclusion. So you guys all probably have your own idea at this point. But let's go back to the leggings. So the black leggings, those were Sally Spears, right? In order for them to be stretched out, they would have to be worn by something bigger than her. That eliminates, not too many people. I would personally, in my mind, I originally had eliminated Lady Weybridge, and I had also eliminated, I've lost his name actually. I forgot his name. The director, what's his name? I don't even know. The director. And I also eliminated Harper. After that, I just had the cameraman, Boggy, and I also had the protester. So at this point, I really used some other evidence, such as where would they be hiding it. The cameraman, I felt like he was always really open with his information, so he wasn't really someone that I had suspected would be the criminal. And then that left me with the protester, and then I guess Boggy, and I missed this guy, File. What's his name, Case? Oh, forgot his name. Sorry, I keep forgetting everyone's name. The guy from the library, Boggy, and the protester. I eliminated Boggy because we found enough evidence to prove that it wasn't Boggy. Obviously, it isn't going to be Officer James, so that left me with the librarian kid and the protester. From that point, I had eliminated the File. Case, what's his name? File? Something like that. And I went with the protester. So let's choose the protester and see what happens.
How? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
Simple. He's still wearing it.
Continue. You know what? I actually want to test something. I'm going to go back. I am going to go back. So let me try this out right now. Okay.
A lot of fun.
Oh, okay, I see. That's odd.
I don't know what you want with me. Sounds like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret.
Exactly.
The hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
Final chapter. The Hunter and the Hunted. Dun dun dun!
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
How can you know what Boggy wanted? He might not be what you're...
Detective,
It's
finished. Well, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down the...
Hey, wait! Aha!
Looks like you solved more than one mystery tonight.
Well, that was so great. That was actually a different ending than I chose last time. If I can, I will try and include all the endings. But with that, I will have to end today's episode and this series. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And, well, we agree with you. But I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?